We are talking about rhombi, and we want to recognize and apply properties of rhombi in squares. So here it says quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus. Find each value or measure. So number one, it says the measure of angle ABD is equal to 57 degrees. So here we have ABD, that's this angle right here, and that says that that is 57 degrees. And then it wants us to know, find the measure of ADB. So find the measure of ADB. So we want to find this measurement right here. Well, one of the properties of a rhombus is that diagonals bisect the angle. So that means that this angle right here is congruent to this angle right here. So those are both have a measurement of 57 degrees. Well, opposite angles are also congruent. So the angles on this side are also congruent. So that means that that angle has a measurement of 57 degrees. So the measure of angle ADB is equal to 57 degrees because diagonals bisect the angles and opposite angles are congruent. Next one we have is we have the measure of angle AED is equal to 4x plus 2, and then it wants us to solve for x. So let's find out where 4x plus 2 would be. So 4x plus 2 would be AED. AED. So that's this angle right here. And I put that mark on there specifically because not only does that represent 4x plus 2, we also know that that's 90 degrees because diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular bisectors. So we know that the measure of angle AED is equal to 90 degrees because it's a perpendicular bisector and because it's equal to 4x plus 2. And now we can solve for x. So we can subtract 2 from both sides of the equal sign, and we are left with 88. And then divide by 4. Our 4's cancel, and we're just left with x. And so x is equal to 22. Next we're looking at number 3, and it has if the measure of CBD is equal to 57 degrees. So let's mark that on the drawing, CBD. CBD. So CBD is 57 degrees. It wants us to find the measure of ACB. ACB. Okay, so we want to find this measurement here. Well, we've said this a number of times already, but that is a 90-degree angle. So all 4 of those are 90-degree angles. So we can see that small triangle that is made up in that upper half or upper portion of the rhombus. And remember, by triangle sum theorem, we know that all 3 angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So we can say 180 degrees is equal to, we know that we have measure of angle CBD, and we made that one blue, so that's going to be the measure of angle CBD plus ACB, ACB, we made that one green, plus the measure of angle ACB. That's that angle right there, ACB, plus the measure of angle BEC. Now we can substitute in the values that we know. We still know that that's equal to 180 degrees. We were given that CBD is equal to 57 degrees. We're trying to find out what the measure of ACB is right there, so we're going to put an X in place for that one. And we know that measure of angle BEC is 90 degrees. So we can combine like terms. We have 57 and 90. That is going to be equal to 147. We're still adding the X value. And then we can subtract 147. 147 cancels. And we're left with X is equal to 33. So X was representing our green angle up here. So we know that the measure of angle ACB is equal to 33 degrees. We'll do one more. We have if AB is equal to 26, so there's AB, and we're going to put 26 there. And BD is 20. BD is 20. So that's going all the way across. That one is 20. Then it wants us to find AE. So let's put an X on AE. It wants to find this. So again, we can see that we kind of broke this down into a triangle. And a matter of fact, this is a right triangle because that's 90 degrees. So there's a couple properties that we have to remember. For a rhombus, the diagonals are perpendicular bisectors. Perpendicular bisectors. So that means that this side is congruent to this side. So if BD is equal to 20, then BE is equal to 20 divided by 2, which is equal to 10. So now we have AB is 26. We have BE is equal to 10. And then we're trying to find X, which is right there on AE. So hopefully we can see that this is Pythagorean theorem, where we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And then we just have to substitute those values in. So in this case, a squared, we're not sure what that is. So we're going to put a squared as x squared. B squared is going to be 10 squared. And c squared is going to be equal to 26 squared. We can use our calculator and find out those values. We still have x squared here. 10 squared is 100. And 26 squared is 676. Then we want to subtract 100 from both sides of the equal sign. And our 100s cancel. And on the left side, we're left with x squared. And on the right side, we're equal to 576. Now, to get the x by itself, we have to take the square root of both sides of the equal sign. and our square root cancels our square on the left side, and we're left with x is equal to, and we can use our calculator, and we get 24. So that tells us x was what we were looking for. That tells us that AE is equal to 24.